What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson possibly being traded to the Miami Dolphins. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick, as we learned earlier on Monday, Deshaun Watson has been receiving some interest from the Miami Dolphins. In fact, they are truly pursuing a trade that would land them Deshaun Watson. And it got us a little bit curious as to the nature of this trade and why they're pursuing it so hard. Specifically, when we're on the cusp of the season starting, there's no preseason. They're not going to really have a lot of time to work with him, but also begs the question is he going to be suspended? What does his future look like in the NFL? And I believe we have some of those answers. So I want to talk first about the trade rumors with the Miami Dolphins, and I want to get your perspective. What do you think about this, and what have you heard?
Honestly, this is not a different situation than it was early in the offseason. We still have the big price tag for Deshaun Watson. We have a litany of teams that are interested in this man, but we still have had no traction as to a team that he may be going to. There's been rumors to the Dolphins, but they have not acknowledged any of the trade rumors for Deshaun Watson, not letting on at all whether they are actually in on this man or not. So everything surrounding Deshaun Watson is exactly where it was back in April. And we're just all, again, glued to this whole situation because we're just waiting for him to go somewhere at this point. I think we've waited long enough, but are we actually going to see something happen?
Well, the question remains, Deshaun Watson, he holds this no trade clause that is going to put a wrinkle in a lot of different scenarios. And when you take a look that, obviously he's been rumored to go to the Carolina Panthers or the Denver Broncos, the New York Jets. You take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles and now the Miami Dolphins. I mean, those are some interesting teams, but I know for sure that Deshaun Watson has made it clear he will not waive his no trade clause for the Philadelphia Eagles, which automatically takes Howie Roseman and the Eagles out of the running. No matter what the package is, if Deshaun Watson says no, it's a no. It's in his contract. So I believe that Deshaun Watson would really have to approve of the place that is willing to spend the money. But here's the interesting wrinkle in all of this, right? Deshaun Watson is due roughly $10 million this year. What I expect to happen, if you refer back to our last video and our video even before that, is that Deshaun Watson will most likely be placed on the commissioner's exempt list. And what that means is that while he will be technically suspended and not able to be near the team facility, go to team meetings, or even practice, or whatever the case is, he still receives his game checks. He still gets paid, which means whatever owner takes ownership of Deshaun Watson on their roster will have to be comfortable paying $10 million to a player that will not even sniff the football field this season. And that is something that a lot of owners, who are great business people, by the way, are not willing to accept. That is just a massive wrinkle in all of this that needs to be ironed out. And I believe at the end of the day, it's going to preclude a lot of teams from making a deal, especially when you take a look at the New York Jets, who got Zach Wilson. They're enamored with him still. They have a lot on the table that they still want to see from him. When you take a look at the Miami Dolphins, they may be sniffing around a trade, but they openly and publicly are backing Tua Tagovailoa. When you take a look at the Denver Broncos, they just named Teddy Bridgewater the starting quarterback over incumbent Drew Lock. So there's a lot of teams that are still interested, but they are moving on as if they're not going to be receiving Deshaun Watson services this year or in the future. And as of right now, I can't imagine a Deshaun Watson trade even happening until we hear from the commissioner and his office exactly what is going to be happening.
Yeah, it's a very tough situation for all of these ball clubs that want to make a move for Deshaun Watson because they know no matter what happens, he will not be playing this season. We will be hearing from the NFL at some point in the next week or so saying Deshaun Watson is either indefinitely suspended, on the commissioner's exempt list, something around that, and he will not be eligible to play this season. So you're giving up 3 first round picks and 2 second round picks for a guy that can offer you nothing this season. So why trade for him now? And I think that's where a lot of teams are hung up. That's why there has not been a move for Deshaun Watson yet. They want him to sit in Houston, go through this legal battle, and get it over with before next season. That way they can make a move for him next offseason. And I think that's exactly where we're at. We're at the point of the season where everything's about to kick off. Everybody knows where their starters are at. They know who they're riding with for the beginning of the season, and they don't want anything to get in that way. Now, if you make that move for Deshaun Watson, you're giving up a lot. And for the Miami Dolphins, that would include Tua Tagovailoa. So now you're bringing on Jacoby Brissett, your backup quarterback, who has had 3-4 months in this system, who now has to take over, who has had no first team reps. It's a very bad situation for a team like the Miami Dolphins, who are a playoff bound team, a team who is competing in their division. And you also have the Denver Broncos, who are doing the same thing. The Carolina Panthers, who have improved greatly over the offseason. These teams do not want to give up a massive haul for a lot of uncertainty. And I think that's why Deshaun Watson is just going to have a very tough time finding a spot elsewhere outside of the Houston Texans right now.
All right. Well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Should the Miami Dolphins make this trade? Should any of these teams make this trade? And should Deshaun Watson really be left in a position where he dictates the terms of the teams that he should be traded to? I want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think about this whole situation. And that'll be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.